We are live. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Romy and Melina at Help, Serve, and Grow. As you all know, if you're following me, we've been doing this lives every week, bringing some value to our viewers. And today we have a special guest, Karen and Chris from Okotoks, Alberta, Canada. Thank you so much. It's like big thing for us to bring you guys on our page,
Oh,
and these are these special couple. They are so energetic and fun loving. Whoever is like a little low on the side, or like somebody standing beside them with sadness or something, they will like eventually turn like them. That's how they spread the spirit. Thank you so much, Karen and Chris. And today is a special day. It's a leap year, right? 29th of Feb. So that's good. And they are, fun loving, as I said, and servant leaders in our online community. They are there always to help us. Anybody, it doesn't matter who, they don't look who they are, they just help. They're always there. So thank you, Karen and Chris, and welcome to our this little episode of Help, Serve, and Grow.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having
Thank
us
you.
on here. This is awesome.
Yeah,
I like
welcome.
I like the help, serve, and grow.
Yeah.
That's a great mantra, and that is completely what this business is.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chris and Karen. So today we would like our audience to know about your journey. And as Romy said before, even though Chris and Karen is from Okotoks, Alberta, in the online space, they are all over the globe. Everywhere they are.
Mhm.
Every each and every continent or country, there'll be somebody who's knowing Chris and Karen because that's so much famous there. And we are very blessed and grateful for having them here. So, Chris and Karen, we want you all to share your journey. We know who you are, what's your profession, but our audience would like to know, like, from which background you came and what made you jump into this online space.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I'll start.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
so I was born and raised in northern Canada in a little town in the Northwest Territories. And, I did a lot of different things. I ended up getting into education, and I was a teacher for a short period of time. She was
Mhm.
my supervising teacher. That's a whole other story. And then I got into firefighting, and I was a firefighter,
Mhm.
just prior to starting this business.
Mhm. So we had great careers. Chris on the fire service and myself as a
Mhm.
teacher. We were in our early to mid 50s, and we were looking ahead to retirement.
Mhm.
And we all know people who retire. Many of them, the majority of them, have a job after they retire. For example, teachers
Yes.
usually get on the substitute list or do contract work and things like that. So we were preparing for retirement.
Mhm.
We knew we had to do something else if we wanted to travel and pay our new mortgage that we just started. But we didn't want to be, we wanted to travel. So I
Mhm.
didn't want to sub. I didn't want to be tied to a school anymore.
Mhm.
We wanted to find something that was mobile and we
Mhm.
could take with us.
Yeah.
So whenever you are looking for something,
Mhm.
everybody goes to the internet. And that's what Chris did. He went to the internet and he Googled it. He Googled work for yourself, work from home, digital business. He Googled all of that. This ad came up and said, "Are you interested in working for yourself and being able to travel the world?" Sounded great, right?
Yeah. 100%. I'm
Right?
all in.
Chris jumped in with both feet, and I said, "No way. Like, there's so much out there on the internet. Like, come on, this can't be true." So Chris said, "Yeah, that's not fair. You
Mhm.
cannot put the stop sign up without even looking into this.
Yes.
Let's do our due diligence.
Yeah.
We're smart people, and
Mhm.
if after we get all of the information, we still don't want to do it, then we can walk away."
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we looked into it. We asked a ton of questions. We researched it. We had a one-on-one call twice, and that was 7 years ago. And we jumped in with both feet. So we looked into this just prior to when I could officially retire. with full pension. And it ended up, I retired a little bit early. And after 2 years, Chris retired 8 years early
Wow.
from the fire service. You know, but and that's our story. We just were looking for something so that we could live retirement comfortably. But we are now living it, you know, we now understand what the golden years mean.
Yeah.
Because
beautiful.
we're not home. We are traveling right now. We've been traveling for the last 6 weeks.
Yes.
We wanted to escape Alberta's cold winter, so we came west. We're on the west coast of Canada. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, if I follow your page all the time, so I can see pictures from here, there, and I'm like, wow, they're enjoying their life.
Yeah,
This is what, like, when you retire and enjoy life, I guess that's why it's called golden years, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
okay.
Go ahead, Melina.
Yeah. Okay, so one more thing, I would like to ask you, like, if somebody wants to know what is this online business, what are you all doing, what would be your answer?
Well, you know, it depends. You know, because when people are reaching out to know about this business, we want to hear about them. We want to know about them and know why and hear what their story is. You know, some people just are curious. They just, you know, like, what are you doing that allows you to travel? You know, and you know, be able to travel, you know, every second month we're in some other country, you know, running our business. You know, how are you doing that?
Yeah.
So they may be curious that way, right?
Some people want a job.
Yeah.
They think they're offering a job. And some people, when we listen to them, they want to make money fast. They want, like, Las Vegas slot machine. So, you know, like, we always, like you said, we always want to listen first to see what they're wanting, because if that's what they're wanting, then we tell them this isn't for them. Right?
Yeah.
So, and then
and then you know, I lost my train of thought there.
what we're like, what is it?
Okay, sorry. So when these people, there's so many different thoughts going through my head right now. It's such a big question. Like,
I know that.
If someone says to us, "So what do you do?" and you know, we always say, you know, we help people that are approaching retirement by showing them an online opportunity, you know, to help them earn a little bit extra in their retirement.
Yes.
You know, that's one of the things that we often say. You know, but the other thing too is, you know, not everybody wants to. Everybody has different levels of desire.
Yes.
And so it's communicating with people and listening to their story and helping them find a solution that is the key. You know, and we offer that. We you know, we've been doing this long enough. We know what we're doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we've been quite successful with it. So, you know, we share with people tips and tricks and so on. But if they're coming out and asking us, you know, hey, what do you do? You know, we work online. We have an online system, a business that uses a system that we teach to you if you're interested to attract other people that are also looking for this, and then we walk through it. It's a long process of unpacking it. Long meaning, you know, 30 minutes of unpacking the whole process. But that's just a little piece of what we say.
Thank you so much, Chris, for explaining that. So here you said that Karen was skeptical, right? When you said about the business, I have seen so many people I have met where the husbands are the main ones who are skeptical. But I don't know, like, in our like, they have a more say then the wife is like, okay, if husband doesn't want it, I'm not going to do it. That is one big thing which they are not able to come. So there are so many wives who want to come to the online space, but the husband doesn't let them do it. So the husband is the skeptical one, whoever I met. But what would you say to the people who are skeptical? Like, what are your advice? Like Karen said, you know, do your diligent research, right?
Yeah.
But some people don't want to even do the research. They just stop their wife and don't do it. Like, what do you want to say about to them?
A couple ends of that. Eh?
Yeah. Well, first of all, when someone says they're skeptical, we are thankful. We said we love people that are skeptical because they're going to ask questions.
Yeah.
When it comes down to a spouse, like, and I understand what you're saying, because Chris is no different. As a husband, he's the protector. He doesn't want to see me hurt, and he always wants to protect me. So I understand why they want to do that. But doing your due diligence and learning more about unpacking the whole, like looking behind the curtain and learning about the whole system is free. It's not going to cost you anything to learn all of it. So that's all we say, people that are skeptical. Just learn and make the decision yourself, right? Don't make a decision by just seeing a picture.
Exactly. Because when people are skeptical, that's, like Karen said, that's smart. That's a sign of intelligence. You know, should be skeptical of because there's a lot of underhanded opportunities out there. Unfortunately, that's the truth.
There is, yeah.
So people are careful, and that's smart. But if you have like I've often said this, look, if your spouse is really interested in this, then support her and peel the onion. Have a good look at it. If your spouse is keen on it, you trusted her enough to marry her. So, have a look at it. Like when we saw it, I'm like, well, when I first saw it, I'm like, holy cow. I could see it. And then I had to drag her into it. I'm like, come on, have a look at this. And so she trusted me enough to have a look at it.
Yes.
And then, we looked at it more critically. And here's the other thing. The truth of it is that some people just aren't comfortable working online. They don't want to move away from being employees.
Yes.
Because they have an employee. We're all pretty much all raised with an employee mindset.
Yes.
You work 2 weeks, you get paid. You work 2 weeks, you get paid. You do that for 30, 35 years. They'll give you a little bit of money for the rest of your life, hopefully. With an entrepreneur, it's different. You put a lot of work in for very little to no return for a long time. And that time frame varies.
Could be a month.
Yeah, it could be a month. For us, it was a couple of years and we were able to retire. And then, that's an entrepreneur's mindset. You understand that when you sow the seed, the harvest doesn't come right away. Right? And the other thing too is, the one common trait between people that succeed in business, globally, the single most common trait is that they are risk takers. They take a risk.
Yes.
No risk, there is no reward.
Yes.
It's the truth.
Yeah. You can have comfort or courage.
Yeah. Right.
You can have both at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Chris and Karen. We are giving so much value to our audience. So another question what we get from our audience sometimes is this a traditional MLM pyramid, something like that? What would you say to someone like that? Even yesterday I got a question like that.
I have a hard time not laughing when we hear that. But I humor them, and I always go back to, well, what do you think a pyramid is? Well, it's, there's one guy at the top, he makes all the money, and you got to go recruit everybody. And so, number one, pyramids are illegal.
Yes.
Pyramids are illegal. So the company is 50 years old. So let that sink in first, right? So if it was a pyramid, you can't do it. Number two, we get a tax receipt. We get a T4. So it's recognized by the government of Canada, right? And the reason we got into this is because pyramids, you go after family and friends and gather up all your prospects. Like, I want you to come see what, or the MLMs. And we didn't want to do that. We didn't want to bug family and friends. So, the industry's turned itself upside down. with a pyramid, it's a triangle that you're sucking up all your prospects, but we're this way. And we just put out our opportunity and people come to us looking to work online. So it is the total opposite of a pyramid. And believe me, that was one of our questions.
Yeah.
It was, because I thought it just seemed, we were watching the people doing the business ahead of us, and it just seemed a little bit too good to be true.
Yes.
So when something seems too good to be true, where my mind goes, it's got to be illegal.
Yes.
Yes.
So being a Catholic school teacher, I worked for the separate system.
Yeah.
Chris was a Calgary firefighter.
Mm-hmm.
We could never put our names on a company that was going to land us in hot water.
Because we were still working.
We were still working. We were just doing this part-time. That's all we wanted. We just wanted part-time to save for retirement. That's all we wanted.
Yes.
We had no plans of leaving our careers ever. So we had to be certain that we could stamp our names on this and be proud of it. And after doing our due diligence and before we signed the papers to become business owners, we made sure that we were.
That's exactly right.
It had integrity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super critical for us.
Yeah. Yes.
Very
So
good.
skepticism is good. Thank you so much, Chris and Karen. But what you're trying to say is skepticism is good, but it's like you have to do your due diligence. You have to do your research. You have to ask questions, right?
Yes.
That's how you you know if it is a scam or if it's real. That's how you ask questions and know what it is. So thank you so much for that answer. So I guess we are taking too much of time. I know you guys are very busy, but the last question would be, what has changed? How was your life before and how is your life now?
Well, one of the biggest things that's changed. Well, there's two big things. I'm going to say two, okay?
Yeah.
And then you have to think of two.
Okay.
First one is, when we were working full time, on our careers, we had built a big house and it was very expensive, more than what we thought it would be. So we had to be very strict about how much we spent each week. So we had, week 1, 2, 3, 4 envelopes that we lived out of. And we put our cash in that envelope. And if we ran out of money, then we had to look around the house for something to eat. Or, we put money in the, remember, we had money for gas. We had money for, so we were very,
Strict budget.
Yeah, we did our best to stay right on that budget so that we were in the whole, you know what it's like, right?
Yes.
And so that's how we lived. That's how we lived. In fact, we still have those envelopes
To remind us.
up by our wine cabinet, right there by the. So there's that. The other thing. So how has it changed? What was it like before, and how's it changed? So now we don't use those envelopes anymore, obviously, because it's extremely successful, and we've multiplied our normal income by a ton, by a lot, and it's just we're not worried about that anymore. So that's off the table. The other thing is time.
Time.
I was a shift work firefighter.
Yes.
So every 8 weeks,
Uh-huh.
I get 2 weekends out of those 8 at home the whole weekend. And, and then it would just cycle through. So I missed a ton of things. Like I missed a lot of parties and a lot of birthdays and a lot of Christmases were the hardest,
Yeah.
Or when she was teaching, she was, in the summertime, she'd go, I couldn't go. Like at golf, like I couldn't participate because I was working. So now we have time. So it's those envelopes and the time. Those are my two. What are yours?
Well, I'm just going to piggyback onto the time one. With both of our careers, Chris and I have responded to bells our whole life.
Oh, I love that.
He responded to the fire alarm, and I responded to the school bell. When the bell rang, we were running, right? So we don't respond to bells anymore. In fact, we don't even use an alarm clock, really. But we now plan our days. Our days we dedicate to our mental health, our physical health, and our financial wealth. Those are the three areas that we dedicate all of our days to.
Mhm.
And I did a post yesterday because, when we were living out of envelopes, we would buy wine at the co-op store when it was on sale. And we would we only bought wine that was less than $10 when it was on sale. And sometimes we would buy a box of wine because it would be like $13 and it was like 2 liters.
But it's
Mhm.
cardboard.
Yeah. So now we're at a time in our lives that now we buy nice wines. If we like a particular wine, then we will pay the money to have the nice wine. And I never, I would always look at people drinking the nice wines at the table next to me and think, oh my gosh, one day I'm going to have a bottle like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So it's just, we aren't responding to bells anymore. I spend, when you're a teacher, you spend more time with everybody else's children than you do your own some days.
So
And
Yes.
so now we have granddaughters and our children are adults. We have 3 adult children. Our time is spent on our own children now. And that's very heartwarming and rewarding. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank
I,
you.
I think there is so many people just like can relate to that, right? So much, but then they still are. It's hard for them to come out of that zone. They just that, as Chris said, the mindset, the employee mindset, right? They've been living that. So I would love Melina to say more about that. What do you say, Melina?
Yeah, absolutely. Because even we have grown so much from the day we started this business until now. And there is so much positivity that we have been gained, and so much books we have read, and a lot of skills we have learned, which we pass to our kids too. So the
Yeah.
journey has been amazing, and we always look up to you both.
Yes.
As one of the, you're like a mentors and coaches to us, and we have so much love and appreciation for what you do. And thank you so much, Karen and Chris, for coming to this small episode of our Help Serve and Grow. We want to share values to our audiences and give more information about our business and show people that there are successful people in this business from different careers and doing things, very amazing things in life, right? So thank you so much, and have a beautiful day, everyone. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Romy and Melina. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
I know.